So we've got some questions. I'm going to go ahead and dive into them because we know that you're on a time constraint. The first one, when do you know to stay and fight, and when do you just move? I feel like everything is a fight with my son's school, and even if they did give me exactly what I wanted, I wouldn't trust them to do it correctly. Is it time for me to move?
To another district or to a private school?
Well, she doesn't really say, but I read it as if like, and I'm assuming it's a she, and sometimes it isn't. I apologize. I don't know, but that's a good question, Bonnie. When school isn't working where you are, and you get to the point where trust is broken, what are your options? That you fight to go to a private school or move to another district? I think a lot of people don't have the money to do private school, but if they fight, maybe they don't have to.
Well, here's the problem. When you live in one district and you go to school there, you're laboring under the illusion that the problems that the district has are limited to that district. The problems that the district has are systemic problems because of a lack of funds. The rate at which identified disabilities are going up relative to the rate at which the population is going up. Let's say they just did a study on San Diego County, and special education costs went up 19% in a 5 or 6 year period when the population increased only like 2 to 4%. So people come to me a lot and they say, what's a better district to go to? And they're really brought up short when I tell them I don't really have one to recommend, because I think all the districts engage in the same tactics with a different flavor. So the underlying flavor is, we can't afford this, we don't want to spend money on this, so we're going to sidestep it in the best way that we know how. Sometimes that's a really aggressive response and a really documented response, like there's an administrator in the South Bay who is very prompt about responding to emails, and she documents everything. She gets back to people, but she still says no. Other people are in districts where the malfeasance involves the district being sloppy, not caring about dates, not caring about problems, and then settling the case when somebody files for due process. So that's a lower intensity approach. But the end result still is no FAPE. And so that's why, as more and more time has gone on, we are seeing more parents putting kids in private school programs and suing for reimbursement. The other general rule, which I'll call the Maureen Graves rule, Attorney Maureen Graves, is if you have a child with autism, you keep them in general education for as long as you possibly can, and you do whatever you can, whatever you have to do to keep him or her there, because most of the special day classes are just warehouse places to keep people till they graduate. So these are not answers that I'm very comfortable giving you, but they're honest answers, and that's the nature of the problem.
Okay.